Hey everybody, I'm here demoing my new macro, GDG font helper. This is the X4, X5 version, but the X6 version's the same. It does a few things. Toggle, expand form. Four main things that it does. First thing you can do is search your installed font list. So I could type in something here, and because it has this and the name of the font, these will pop up. We'll type in something, BAT. And you can see that things start to pop up. If I was to keep going, it would filter out just fonts with that in the name. For the default on this is to set. You could also find, after you have your list here, if I was to click on this, it'll select any that are this font on the current page. So if I wanted to find a font here, I found a font and I want to set it, I could select these items. And I'm going to click there. And you notice these didn't set. Well, I'll show you why. This has a in Power Clips function. Very powerful. It'll change the fonts inside the Power Clips. So I'm going to select all these here. And I'm going to double click. And you can see that it set the selection. And we can undo and go back. Pretty powerful feature to work inside the Power Clips. All I have to do is double click to select those certain fonts, or to change them. If I wanted to find them, I would use the find. Next thing we got the Get Fonts feature. It's getting from the selection. Let's select everything, and I'll click Get Fonts again. It's getting from the selection. So if I select nothing and I double click right here, it'll reselect that selection. It remembers that selection. And the default for this is to find. So if I was to click Arial, it'll find Arial. I'm going to go back and reselect my selection. Balloon, it'll find the balloon. Ranchero, Adobe, and Dracula. It found the font. It's inside the Power Clip here, and you could even move it while it's inside the Power Clip. Pretty neat function. If I select nothing and I click Get Fonts, it'll show me what's on the page. And it'll do this for all pages in my document. So we got page 1 here, and if I was to click on this, and if I had page 2, page 3, and so on, it'll activate page 1. That's all clicking on this does, or activate page 2 for as many pages as I have. We're on Find. We're not working in the selection now. We're working the page, so it's very easy to find your fonts and change them. Pretty handy little feature. What else was I going to show you on this? Oh, show duplicates. I'm going to put yes, and I'm going to select nothing and click Get Fonts, and it'll show me the duplicates. Now it's selecting each font by its static ID. Great if you want to tab through all your fonts and find all your fonts. I get one that I like. I'm going to change this to set, and I'm going to change it to balloon by double clicking. Set. Find. Pretty powerful. Next feature we got, I'm going to turn off my show duplicates. I'm going to click Get Fonts, and I got some groups here. I got one called Weird. I'm going to activate that. I'm going to delete all the fonts in that group. You see how I did that right there. So I'm on this group. You can add, delete. You got your groups here, or I can just forward and backwards here to see the groups. So I'm on Weird. I'm going to select nothing, Get Fonts. If I want to add to this group, I just click the star. Now I'm adding to the Weird group. Hourglass is active, so whatever I select gets added to that group. So I'm going to select these 3, click the hourglass. There's my Weird group. It has these 3 fonts. I could add a new group. I'll just put Test. And you see I have 3 groups. I can quickly move through my groups. Funny doesn't have any fonts. Let's add some fonts to that. I'm going to add, I'm going to go up here and do my font list here. I'm going to type in ARI. We'll get a bunch of interesting fonts here. I'm in my funny group. Just click the star. I'm going to add a few here. And I'm done. And I added those to my funny group. Scrolling through my groups here. If I want to delete a group, as long as that group is selected, delete will delete the selected group. So pretty handy feature. If you use Nexus font, you can have thousands of fonts installed. You can put them in groups. And with these two buttons, you're all set. So I'm just going to clear this. I'm going to double click, which also activates the list. If nothing's selected, it's going to bring up everything. Or you could click this check mark. I double click here, brings up all the list. I'm going to select a few items here. And because this set, we're on our scanner. I'm showing you the scanner. I'm going to start scanning. And it changes the fonts. I can sit back and relax. I can change the speed on this. I can put speed at 3. I just watch till I get the right font, or I can slow down. You can scan through your fonts, which is a cool feature that was in some old software that I remember, and I really wanted to add it to this macro. Stop, or we can go back up. Pretty neat feature, the scanner. So we covered the search, get fonts, groups, and the scanner. Just some other buttons. We got settings and info. You can auto start your macro with this checkbox. Characters needed in the text box before the live start search. And what else we got here? We got this is for color for your font. You select this button here, and it'll bring up, and you can change your color for your preview font. I like yellow. I'm gonna put it yellow. This one's for the background color of your sample here. The only thing I forgot, I think, is the bold, italic, and underline. It'll search for fonts. They'll have to have that quality, and it'll also set that quality when you use set. So this right here will work with your set. It'll set this property if you happen to have one of these selected. And if you are finding, it'll have to have this property in order to appear in the find list. So be careful with these when you have these selected and you wonder why nothing's popping up. And I hope we covered everything. I hope you enjoyed the new macro. Very powerful, got lots of features, option pack, saves form position. Real handy. Hope it'll be a nice time saver for everybody.